The office was quiet that Friday morning, the kind of heavy silence that settles when everyone's bracing for bad news or pretending not to see it. I sat at my desk, pretending to answer emails, the blinking cursor on my screen mocking me. A week ago, I had been the frontrunner for the senior project manager position. 3 years of staying late, fixing others' mistakes, carrying dead weight just to keep the team afloat. I had given everything. My performance reports were spotless, my project delivery record flawless. Everyone, including me, assumed the promotion was mine. Then it wasn't. Todd got it. Todd, who spent half the day scrolling Instagram, and the other half flirting with interns. Todd, who barely understood our client management system, but somehow always had a charming joke ready for the higher-ups. Todd, whose only real achievement was being the son of my boss's best friend. And coincidentally, the weekly golf partner of my father-in-law. My wife, Melanie, had said nothing when I told her. She just sipped her wine a little longer than usual and said, "That sucks," then changed the subject to a vacation she wanted us to take in the spring. I remember watching her across the kitchen island, trying to figure out if she meant it, if she really cared. Maybe I should have noticed the way she didn't ask questions. The way she avoided my eyes. I spent the weekend in a fog. Something inside me was unraveling. Pride maybe, or trust. On Monday, I walked into work with a sealed envelope in my bag. My resignation letter. I waited until the end of the day. My boss, Melanie's father, was in his office, feet up on the desk, laughing with Todd over something on his phone. Probably a meme. Maybe a stock tip. Who knows? I knocked once, walked in without waiting for a reply, and handed over the envelope. "What's this?" he asked, still grinning. "My resignation," I said quietly. He opened it, the grin lingering until his eyes hit the last line. His face twitched. "Is this a joke?" I didn't answer. I just nodded once and walked out. "You made your choice." It wasn't until I got home that I realized I didn't feel relief. Just emptiness. Melanie was in the bedroom on a call. I waited outside the door, hesitant, when I heard it. Her voice soft, different. "I miss you too." No, he has no idea. It was like being punched through the chest. I backed away numb. I don't know how I made it to the kitchen, or how long I stood there staring at the counter, but when she finally came out, she looked startled. "You're home early," she said, setting her phone face down. I said nothing. Just looked at her. The silence stretched. "Everything okay?" she asked. "Is there someone else?" My voice was calm, too calm. She blinked. "What? No. Why would you say that?" "I heard you," I said. "On the phone." Her expression faltered. Just for a second, just enough. Then came the sigh, the guilt-laced defense. "It's not what you think." I nodded again, the same way I had earlier that day. "You made your choice." Melanie sat down slowly, like the weight of it all was finally catching up. "I didn't plan for it to happen. You've been distant. So caught up in work. I felt invisible. I was working to build something for us," I said, more bitter than I meant. She looked at me then, really looked. "And what about me? I needed you too." We argued. Quietly, bitterly, like two people who'd already said too much and still not enough. She admitted it had been going on for 5 months. A guy she met through her gym, someone who listened. I asked if she loved him. She said she didn't know. The next day, I packed a bag and left. It's strange, the moments that haunt you. It's not always the betrayal, or the lies. Sometimes it's the silence after. The absence. The realization that your life, your routines, your plans, they were built on sand, and the tide just came in. I stayed in a motel for a week, turned off my phone, and thought about everything. My marriage. My job. The years I spent trying to prove I was good enough for a family that only ever saw me as an outsider. When I finally turned my phone back on, there were messages. From Melanie. From her father. From Todd, of all people, offering some half-assed apology. I didn't respond to any of them. Instead, I reached out to a recruiter I had been ignoring for months. Took a contract job in another city. Smaller firm, better culture. No family politics. No nepotism. Starting over wasn't easy. But something changed in me during those early weeks. I stopped trying to explain myself to people who didn't care. I stopped giving second chances to those who used up their first. Melanie tried reaching out again, months later. Said she wanted to talk. I let the message sit unread. I didn't need closure. I already had it. The day I left, I wasn't just quitting a job or a marriage. I was walking out of a life that wasn't mine anymore. A life where loyalty was currency and betrayal was cheaper than honesty. You made your choice. Now I'm making mine.